Hey guys, most people drive by something like this and they never think twice. Looks like a regular strip of grass next to the road, but when it rains, water runs off the pavement, picks up oil, tire dust, trash, fertilizer, pet waste, whatever else is sitting in the street, and it just goes right into the drain. Here in Miami, that matters because eventually anything that goes down these drains goes right into Biscayne Bay. So today I want to show you the difference between a regular drainage swale and a bioswale, why it matters in rewilding Miami. Here's a picture of me when I was a kid at Hobie Beach. So this is in the 80s. And for people who grew up here, Biscayne Bay is not just a body of water on the map. It's a place where we learn how to swim, fish, boat, picnic, and just spend time with the family. But I also have seen the bay get worse over time. And the water quality problems like seagrass losses, fish kills, algae, pollution, all of these things occurring is equating to death by 1,000 cuts. And one of the cuts is stormwater runoff. Every time it rains in Miami's roads, all of the water comes off and goes into the bay. And this is where bioswales come in. Miami-Dade recently released the 2026 Biscayne Bay Report Card. Point of the report card is to track the health of the bay using real indicators like water quality and habitat. It looks at things like nutrients, bacteria, chlorophyll, water quality, clarity, seagrass, and sponge health. And it may sound technical, but it's plain that the bay is telling us that our land use choices are showing up in the water. Too many nutrients can feed the algae, and poor water clarity can hurt the seagrass. And in turn, bacteria can signal contamination, and when the seagrass dies, the whole system suffers. So fish, manatees, birds, everything connected end up dying. So when we talk about rewilding Miami, we can't just talk about planting pretty plants, but also we have to talk about the water. So this is an example, what I want to show you, and I showed you this at the beginning. You have grass, you have a road, you have a drain. The rain hits the pavement, it moves quickly across a hard surface. The grass may slow it down a little, but the design's basically pushing water towards the drain. Problem's not that grass is evil. The problem is that grass alone isn't doing much. It's not doing what an engineered bioswale can do. A regular grass swale is just very simple drainage. A bioswale is drainage plus filtration, absorption, plant, soil, habitat, and design. So let's compare the last swale that I showed you with the bioswale at Miami International Airport. I love this example because it's in the middle of 836, Lejeune Road, the airport. It's not in a nature preserve. It's an urban Miami setting with roads, traffic, everything. And this is where we need bioswales. This one's designed to receive stormwater, slow it down, spread it out, and let it move across plant, soil, gravel, mulch, and roots. The next example is the Underline. It's not just a park, it's transportation, public space, shade, native landscaping, habitat, and green infrastructure all layered together. When you see the planted areas along the path, those aren't there just to make the trail look nice. They're part of a bigger system. The landscape is helping manage water, it cools the corridor, it supports biodiversity, and it turns a hard urban space into something more alive. And the plants matter. When bioswales use the right plants, they can handle tough conditions. So the heat of the summer, the heavy rains of the summer, the drought of the spring and winter, compacted urban soils, pollution, and sometimes salt or poor drainage. And that's why native plants are really important for this project. You can build a bioswale with grass, ground covers, any type of plants that provide layers of habitat. That means stormwater management doesn't have to look like concrete and pipes only. It can look like native plants, and it can look like shade, and it can be a home for butterflies and for native insects and pollinators. And that's a huge lesson for Miami. Because if we want to pass down a healthier bay to our kids, we need to find ways to clean the water that's going into the bay. And bioswales is one way to do that.